Good evening, friends. Today I will discuss Global Initiative of Asthma 2025 guidelines. This incorporates the latest scientific evidence and practical recommendation to improve patients' outcome worldwide. Some core principles of GINA 2025 guideline. First is asthma is a chronic inflammatory airway disease. It is characterized by respiratory symptoms, that is wheeze, breathlessness, chest tightness and cough, and variable expiratory airflow limitation. Second point in this GINA 2025 is tailored personalized care. Means management should be individualized based on symptom control, risk of exacerbation, comorbidities, inhaler technique, patient preference, and environment factor. Third point in this is avoid short-acting beta agonist, only treatment in adults and adolescents. The point is SABA monotherapy increases the risk of severe exacerbations and asthma-related complication. And anti-inflammatory, that is ICS containing strategy is preferred. Now, what is the diagnosis of asthma as per 2025 guideline? For adult and adolescent, confirmed diagnosis with spirometry, showing variable airflow limitation or peak respiratory flow variability when spirometry not available. For children less than 5 years, the diagnosis criteria is recurrent acute wheezing episode, no alternative cause of her symptom, and respond to asthma therapy, that is improvement with SABA or ICS during or after episodes. What is the stepwise management and treatment tracks? GINA 2025 continues the two-track treatment framework but with an emphasis on anti-inflammatory approaches. So track 1, that is the preferred track, and it concludes anti-inflammatory reliever therapy. Use as needed low dose ICS, formoterol, as both reliever and controller when needed. The benefit of using low dose ICS, that is formoterol, is it reduces the exacerbation, that is severe exacerbation, and it is the simplified approach across step 1 to step 4. Third is lower overall steroid exposure for many patients as compared to SABA used alone. Second track is alternate track, that is traditional step up therapy. Use regular controller therapy, that is inhalational corticosteroid plus minus LABA plus a reliever, often SABA, but only if ICS formoterol is unavailable or unsuitable. This track is considered when track 1 medication are not available or patient adherence to regular controller treatment is good. So, key treatment steps for adult and adolescent in stepwise manner. In track 1, step 1, as needed low dose ICS, that is formoterol. ICS plus formoterol. In step 2, use low dose maintenance therapy, ICS plus formoterol. Step 3 is medium dose ICS plus formoterol, and step 4 to 5 is higher doses plus add-on like LAMA or biologics. These steps are chosen based on control, exacerbation history, comorbidities preference, and inhaler technique. The goal of treatment is to achieve or maintain good symptom control, minimal the risk of severe exacerbation, normal or near normal lung function, minimal need for reliever medication, and reduce the side effect. all supported by tailored assessment and follow-up. Next point is assess, adjust and review the cycle. This dynamic cycle is central to the asthma care. First point is to assess. Assess for symptoms, lung function and inhaler technique. Second is exacerbation risk factor, comorbidities and trigger. Second point is to adjust. Adjust is either to step up or step down the therapy and address the modified risks that either smoking or allergens. Third point is review. First is assess, second is adjust, third is review. Review, you have to review for response, adherence to the therapy and side effects of the therapy. Update the action plans and goals. What is the special population you have to take care? First is children less than 5 years. The diagnosis requires special criteria and treatment is stepwise with daily low dose ICS and careful monitoring. For severe asthma, there is separate detailed severe asthma guide exists in GINA 2025. It emphasizes on phenotype assessment, biomarker that is eosinophil and FeNO that is fractional exhalation of nitric oxide. फिर add-on therapy like biologics where appropriate. Other key update in this GINA guideline is clarification of asthma definition to focus on variable expiratory flow, airflow, emphasis on correct inhaler technique, that is the most important in the management, emphasis on correct inhaler technique and self-management action plans tailored to literacy and as per need of the patient. Third is new diagnostic guidance in young children to improve accuracy. And fourth is recognition of the role of biomarker in certain clinical decision, that is inflammation and phenotyping. Why GINA 2025 guideline matter? It puts anti-inflammatory therapy front and center, that is ICS plus formoterol preferred. It moves away from SABA only treatment. It personalizes the asthma management with structure, assess, adjust and review. It offers clear clinical steps across ages and severity, and its aim to reduce exacerbation, hospitalizations and mortality. Thank you.